Hi guys, welcome back. So why are so many players quitting the Welsh camp, and are Wales now destined for a World Cup disaster? Let's discuss this in this video, because a while ago I did do a video on why Alun Jones and maybe Tipperick quit the Welsh camp. Was Gatland maybe giving them a heads up that they weren't going to be selected, giving them a safer way out, a more honourable way out? But now there's four, I'm just not sure. To be honest, I didn't think I'd ever hear any Welsh player saying, I don't fancy being part of a Wales World Cup squad, in a manner of speaking, but something's definitely going on. Something is not good in that Welsh camp. Now, currently, the list of Welsh players that have given up this opportunity to play in the pinnacle of their career in the Rugby World Cup are Alun Jones, Justin Tipperick, Rhys Webb, and now Corey Hill. Now, Corey Hill, I think, is the one that's tipped it over the edge for me, because Alun Jones having withdrawn himself, I would see Corey Hill being the perfect pick to fill that second row slot in the matchday 23, potentially starting along with Adam Beard and then maybe David Jenkins coming on. I could see that being a good combination, but he's out, and I think that puts him in quite a dilemma in the second row now. Now, his club that he's going to sign for, they want him, but they want him during the World Cup, so essentially you'll get this good deal if you make yourself available to us during the World Cup. So, kind of banning a player from playing in the World Cup may seem morally, incorrect, but this is business. And if a club can get a good player like Hill available through the World Cup when most of other good players, international players, are away, then, it's good business, and Hill feels he needs to put his family first with the cash he's going to be getting. Rhys Webb seems to be citing similar reasons, and maybe, these are all one-off coincidences, but I think there's definitely some push factors going on from within the Welsh setup, as well as more understandable pull factors. And increasingly, it seems like these push factors are a combination of the poor state of Welsh rugby, uncertainty of the Welsh regions and central contracts, probably meaning players feel a bit forced to take these good foreign contracts when they're on the table, even if it means foregoing the World Cup. And also plenty of you are pointing to the assertion that Warren Gatland is actually creating a Welsh camp that's not a happy place to be and is getting increasingly brutal as the World Cup gets closer. And some of these old players, along with these, pull factors, are thinking, I could just do without this in my life. I didn't think I'd, ever hear that, or that would ever be the case, but it does seem to be the case. Let me know if you disagree, but it's just looking like it for me. Now, a number of you point out that Wales probably need to reset anyway, after the World Cup at least, so maybe they could do with sacrificing this World Cup, shall we say, for a younger group of players to get experience and then move on after that. Personally, I'm never a fan of giving up on any major competition after the tournament maybe, but I do see some logic in that. So if you think that's a good idea anyway, let me know in the comments. Now, also consider Alun Jones, Tipperick and Webb were all big parts of Gatland's Six Nations campaign. Surely he had an idea of getting them into the World Cup after that. So it doesn't look like it's pure planning from Gatland. It does look like these players are deciding to leave for themselves. Now, whatever the reasons are, you've got to really feel for the fans and then the players left in the camp, because you've got that negative vibe already before the tournament even starts. And I'm not sure Gatland is that sort of coach, to recognise this and, prioritise building good factor. He's always been pretty brutal, survival of the fittest. Now, we've already had a bit of evidence of this, I think, with the brutal way Rhys Carey was treated. He was booted out of the training squad, and they publicly said, it's his conditioning, he's struggling with his weight sort of thing, which may be true, but you'd want to keep that in-house really. It does seem an unnecessary shaming of the player, but Gatland's always been pretty brutal. He doesn't seem to have mellowed with age, so I don't see the World Cup Welsh camp getting any better, but maybe he will realise he needs to kind of win hearts and minds. We will see. Now, the saving grace, I guess you could say, is if Wales get through their pool, they do have a good draw, they're on the right side of the draw. They could definitely win a quarter-final. It could well be against England, but of course it could be against, say, Japan or Argentina as well, and they're much better sides facing at the moment than South Africa or New Zealand or Ireland or someone like that, so they could actually get to another semi-final and equal their best World Cup ever, I guess. But increasingly, I'm getting worried about Fiji for Wales, and I think they and Australia could definitely combine to knock Wales out of the group as well. Having a look at the Fijian squad, the Fijian training squad, of course, they've got that plethora of foreign stars. You've got, the cannonballs with legs inserted on them of Bottia and Tuasova, and you've got superstars like Randrandra still around who can play anywhere in the backs. So those guys are always going to be there. But also, if you look, they've got a core of Fijian Drua players, and Fijian Drua in the Super Rugby Pacific competition, they've been going from strength to strength, and they're already in a playoff in the first time of asking. They're playing the multiple champions Crusaders. What a great game that would be. So I see this going one of two ways for Wales, really. Either it's a young group of players that gets to another semi-final, say, and they're heroes, or they get knocked out at the pool stage by Australia and Fiji, and it's, another big blow to the Welsh outfit. Now, I can definitely see this going one of two ways for Wales, two extremes, if you like. One way is the young Welsh side win a quarter-final, get to a semi-final, put up a great show maybe, who knows, gets in the final, who knows, they come back stars, future stars, and everything is good. Or they get knocked out of the pool stage by Australia and Fiji, and that's always a brutal blow to get knocked out of the pool stage, and it's a bit of a disaster. So, which way do you see this World Cup going for Wales? Is it getting to a crisis point, or am I overreacting? And what do you think of these push factors pushing these Welsh players out of the World Cup squad? All the comments below as always, and I'll catch you next time.